All right, I think we are back up. Although it gave me a weird title for this, but anyways, sorry, I can edit that. Hold up one sec. Let's see. There we go. All right, I think we are back up. Um, let's see. I'm just making sure this is coming up. All right, so it looks like we're back up. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My uh looks like my Wi-Fi decided to go down. Because it picks the best times to go down always. I've been having, I don't know why, ever since I switched to Verizon, it's like sometimes it will go down, but not on every single device. It'll just like go down on one. So it'll be like my TV will be fine, but my laptop will be offline. Or my phone and my iPad will be fine, but the TV will be offline. Excuse me. I apparently just have too much stuff, which is very annoying. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining again on the second stream. And I completely forgot where we're at. Someone had a question about flying ointments on the previous one. So, just to answer, like, about the shelf life on them, on average, the flying ointment should last about, I would say, a minimum of 2 years. I mean, granted, this is going to depend on, where you store them. Um, if there's something where um, if they're stored in a place where that's too warm, because beeswax melts pretty easily temperature wise. Like if you left it in your car or something, and during the summer and it melted, or you left it, near a heat source or something like that, and it melted and recoagulated, that's going to kind of degrade it a little. But yeah, room temperature would be fine. Cold shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I would keep it away from warmth. But yeah, they should last 2 years or longer. Sometimes with carrier oils, it depends on how they're used, if they have any preservatives in them. Because you can add additional things. So like vitamin E oil is good for that. There's a natural, as far as natural ones go, a rosemary extract, not rosemary essential oil. There's a particular type of extract that's good for, that's a rosemary antioxidant extract, I think is what it is, that some people use. There's also array of paraben free preservatives that can be used and things like that. I don't really use those in the flying ointments per se, but I use them in other things. Because usually when people are talking about preservatives and they don't like things or they prefer, it usually has to do with the parabens that are in them. So, um, yeah. The thing that annoys me about having to reset my router the most, not having anything to do with live streams, my main printer, HP printers are the literal worst. Um, but anytime I have to reset my router, for whatever reason, my main printer has like a complete nervous breakdown, and I have to like literally go in and spend like hours fiddle fucking around with it to try to get it back online. Um, which more often than not leads me to having to uninstall and reinstall the printer, which is just stupid. My other HP printer doesn't do that. This main one I have does. I freaking hate it. But printers are, yeah, the bane of most people's existence. They're just a giant ass pain. Don't know if well, hopefully anyone that was linking in from the social media to that stream can will see that I'm on a new stream now, which is always a pain when I'm like, yay, I was ahead of the game. I'm gonna, put the link out and stuff like that beforehand. Of course, my router was like, well, we can't have that. We gotta fuck this shit up. So, give me 1 second. Okay, so is that the right one? I have no idea what this is doing. I was just trying to get the link to this. There we go. Trying to get the link so I could share it. There we go. Well, at least got shared in one place. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Uh, yeah. I recently switched from using Hootsuite because they decided to double their price for like and their basic plan was already pretty expensive at like $75 a month. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying $150 a month for the same exact shit. So I'm using one now called Loomly. I just realized I did not download the app on my phone because it would just be easier to share it that way. Because I'm on my Macintosh, which trying to use my Mac makes me feel like I never used a computer before. Hootsuite. Hootsuite's a social media scheduler. So if you like, I can make one post and share it to my Facebook and my Instagram and the useless wasteland that we call Twitter and other social media things like that as well. So, but I switched to one now. It's called Loomly, which was like $35 a month, which is reasonable. 150 was just like, hey, welcome aboard, Douglas. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's I apparently, I mean, I don't know how I missed like a lot of places will raise their prices on things, but it was like really seriously they doubled the price for the same tier I was at, and I'm like, this ain't worth $150. And the one that I found is actually way better than Hootsuite. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just give my money to someone else. because some of them just aren't like that. That's not a small business friendly um, type thing. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's I'm thankful that there's a lot of tools out there now that make, it easier to manage these things for smaller businesses. Like I'll use Canva to make like my YouTube thumbnails and my, if I'm having a sales thing or stuff like that. Like I like that there's something out there that's just easy to use and I don't have to hire, a graphic designer to design every little thing. Um, so Canva, I like. There's one I use for video editing called WeVideo, because for whatever reason, while I still have Adobe Premiere just will not work on any of my laptops. Have I ever gone live on Instagram at the same time as YouTube? I haven't. I think I'm testing out Restream for this, and I'm kind of about it. But I think there's another one that I had tried out before, and I'm that people use as StreamYard. Yeah, there's different services that people use for like, because I know some have used it where maybe it's StreamYard where you can like stream to multiple platforms at the same time. Like I've seen people do it through YouTube and also through their Facebook stuff that way. So I assume that maybe. Oh, nice. Two phones and two tripods. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could see doing that. It's a lot to take to kind of pay attention. I mean, I suppose I could do that because I have the little phone John on my ring light that I could add it to and do it that way. But I'll have to test that out sometime. I feel like I would like forget that I was. I feel like I would get distracted between one or the other, but that's a good way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to plan a little bit more for when I do live streams, like at least give myself a topic of something to ramble on about. I figured this weekend was probably going to be a little, because of with it being Easter and stuff like that. Well, it's not, I think it's also Passover too. Now that I'm like thinking about it. So, I'm sure some people have family stuff going on over the weekend. So I figure this was probably going to be a little lesser, but I figure at least just getting in the practice of doing them every week. Um, so I don't slack off and, it take me another 2 years to get around to doing live streams again. Um, that's where I was at. Yeah, I'm still kind of surprisingly tired for this time of day. Um, normally, normally I don't start getting tired till like long after midnight. I mean, it's 10:39 here on the East Coast, so um, yeah. Although last night I ended up taking a nap, and you know how when you take those like naps where you wake up and you're like so disoriented because you're like, I have no idea how long I was asleep, and then you just assume you've been asleep for like 12 hours. Yeah, I like doing live streams. It gives me time to, answer some questions. Yeah, I'm not great at taking naps, although I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't know. I just can't get my sleep onto any type of schedule in any sense of the word. My sleep cycle is always screwed up, so like I don't know. It'll be fine for a while, and then it's just like, oh, it's a hot shit show again for question mark. So it's just kind of I just go with it. And part of me now is like, oh god, I have to drive up to my parents tomorrow. Granted, we're not having uh dinner, lunch, whatever until like 2 or 3, but I still it's like an hour and a half from here, so I still have to at some point have the wherewithal to get in my car and drive and whatnot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like when I woke up last night, I'm like, okay, well, is it 9 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock in the morning? Okay, it's dark out, so I'm gonna guess it's 9 o'clock at night. But yeah, I think I woke up mid stream for Curtis's live stream last night. I forget what time. I think he usually starts around 8, but sometimes it's a little later. But at least his live streams are you know what's the word I'm looking for? At least his live streams aren't full of a bunch of people who are drunk and high off their asses doing dumbass shit. Yeah, I like Mel's live streams. I usually check those out when I can. Yeah, I don't. I cut out some of the live streams I used to watch, but outside of a few, I mean, I and sometimes I miss them. I don't always have the wherewithal to watch live or more to the point, my concept of day, date, and time are not always on point. So I have occasionally missed things for that reason. And YouTube is hit or miss when it comes to notifications. My back is hurting a little bit, so I have to reach around and find a more comfortable position. I'm starting to get owie. Hi, Corey. What's up, Bubba? You gonna come say hello? No, you're not gonna come say hello. Yeah. It's the joy of chronic pain and joint issues. Yeah, it's. I think you have like I've noticed with the ones I get notified for, even if I have notifications set up for the channel that I'm subscribed to, I have to set up notify me for each individual thing because otherwise it won't. I'm like, yay, this is a great feature, YouTube. So, and now that I'm sitting, I'm like, I gotta squint to read the. Or I can put my spectacles on. I can kind of read that from here. Yeah, I haven't used Odyssey that much. From the times I've popped onto other people's live streams on there, there's a lot of. It seems pretty glitchy, and like there's a lot of buffering I've noticed that people seem to have with where it just kind of hangs. Yeah, I mean, I have an account on Odyssey. I haven't uploaded anything, I mean, maybe I will at some point in time, but yeah, that's true. I'm probably going to have to kind of put in a little more moderation controls and stuff like that over time with my live streams. But I just usually block people if they're being stupid. Yeah, it's the problem with so many of these platforms now is like, they change the rules all willy nilly sometimes, and then you're like, well, um, that's great. Like there's a creator that I follow. She posts a lot about like mostly about like amanita mushrooms and stuff like that, and her channel just got like demonetized for question mark. Like she posted, the thing that from YouTube, but it doesn't really give her a reason as to why her channel was suddenly demonetized due to her content, promoting harmful behavior. So it's just you're constantly looking at people getting maybe not deplatformed, but running into a lot of issues and things like that. Yeah, exactly. Like she talks about it from a much more educational perspective. I mean, I haven't watched all her videos, but she's talking a lot about like microdosing, things for like mental health and anxiety and stuff like that. So it's definitely not like let's drop acid on a live stream from the bathtub, um, and things like that. So yeah, it's so hit or miss. Like I've talked to um, YouTube support, Google's whatever it is, Google support, and it's like they assure you you aren't being singled out for anything, but when you see the same behavior or you report things that are way more harmful or whatnot, um, somehow it gets you see nothing happen from that. Because I got a content warning because I had posted a video someone had done for me of this someone they became deplatformed from YouTube, and I didn't realize I should have appealed it, but so I deleted the video because I thought that was it. So I'm stuck with this content warning, and I'm seeing this person popping up all over YouTube, on other people's live streams. Now, I was told when someone is deplatformed from YouTube that they are banned from YouTube as a person or personality. So, technically all these other people posting videos from this person and or doing live streams and doing videos with them, technically they should be getting content warnings too because they're because this person was oh nice. Yeah, like it kind of sometimes if I hit it just right, like I've got like the glowing pupils. Um, with the ring light and the glasses. It actually, my glasses have like a lot of, I don't know if you can kind of see them, but it's got like a lot of sparkles on them. So it's probably hitting some of like I don't know, what are they called? Rhinestones. But yeah, so it's kind of like I've seen like entire channels devoted to uploading this person's videos, and I'm like, why is this still up? Yet I'm sitting here with a content warning, which just means if I ever get like another content warning, that I'm gonna start getting restrictions to my channel, and I can't appeal it or get it removed because I deleted the video, so I'm just kind of stuck with it. Yeah, it's not hard to figure out. Who I'm talking about there? Yeah, it's just that was just one of those things I found to be. I'm like, this is just so arbitrary, you know. But yet there's hundreds of videos now, if not more, of this person or this person's content. I'm like, why did I get the content warning? Why is all this other stuff still up? So it's pretty arbitrary with YouTube, and you can report these things, but I feel like the things that get reported, I don't know. I don't know if they ever actually act upon them or not. But it's just there's so many stupid little things because a lot of what gets picked up is stuff that's getting picked up by bots versus actual humans. Uh, you had your opening title put on private. You messaged YouTube and Snap. They reinstated it. Yeah, like I know a lot of people run into that. TikTok seems to be the worst of all of them. As far as yeah, it's sometimes it's what you can show versus what you can't show, and like I know on TikTok, if you have something that has, even if it's like a squirt gun or a toy gun, you have to, have a thing on there that says this is a prop gun or something like that. Like you can't show firearms or anything like that. And even if it's obviously a toy, Nerf gun or something, you have to kind of state that it's a toy. I have a TikTok. I just don't really use it. Um, I have a personal one and I have one for the business. I just always forget to do stuff for it. Um, I don't know. TikTok culture is just a little. I like watching things on TikTok, but it seems like it's a culture of people just looking to cancel each other, um, over the slightest infraction. So, but yeah, like there's so many different types of social media. Like I've never particularly found Twitter to be a useful one. Some people, I mean, I've had my Twitter account since it started out, but um, I've never found it particularly useful. And to quote my ex-husband who went to college with Elon Musk, Elon's always been a bit of a tool. Um, so it's always funny because, like, Wharton has, some rather unseemly alums who have proceeded to fuck up the world over the decades. And it was like Elon Musk was like the great white hope of Wharton for not producing yet another billionaire fucktard. I'm like, well, funny that. Yeah, I think I've had mine since about 2007. I used to be an early adopter of a lot of social media stuff because I, I worked in a previous incarnation. I did a lot of I did like web content management and social media management, stuff like that. So I would always be adopting things to kind of test them out and see, if they were worth investing any, a company social media property in, and having to write lots of reports on why you should have a Facebook page, you dumb fucks. Yeah, I never really found Twitter to be useful. I mean, I think there's certain communities that use Twitter more so. Like I know a lot of like writers and authors use Twitter a lot, and I don't know why, but it seems to have drawn that in and a lot of newsy kind of stuff. But mm, like Vine never really kind of made sense to me. I'm like, okay, you could make 6-second videos, okay. I can say for longer than 6 seconds, so I don't think I would be able to make anything interesting there. Snapchat, I never understood. I think it was just I was under the impression it was meant to send disposable dick pics without any lingering trace. Yeah, I used to like social media, and I find I've gotten a lot more into. I'm really restricting how much social media intake I have because I'll start to realize like it's making my blood boil. Um, yeah, it's if you can find your niche, it's just sometimes you've got to wade through so much bullshit to get there. Like I cut back like my Facebook. Like I think at one point I was up to about 1,200 people, 1,200 friends on my Facebook. And I'm like, nope, we're down to 750 now. Because I'm just, I mean, I've had my Facebook so long, like I don't like. I'm like, okay, this person that I met at this thing once, like 15 years ago, do I need to be connected with them in any way? No. All right. Who's this person? I have no idea who this person is. Why am I connected to them? Boink. This person's a dramatic shit show. Boink. This person's a dramatic shit show. Boink. So, um, it's a gated social media community now. Yeah, it's too much. It's well, especially nowadays. It's like yeah, someone will actually literally take the time to go back and read through 12. Hey, Bonnie. Will literally take the time to go back through like 12 years of your Facebook content to wait to find something incriminating on you and use it against you. Yes, we had technical difficulties earlier, Bonnie. I had to switch to a new stream because my Wi-Fi picked just now to go, or an hour ago, whenever it was to go down. It's very I'm like, yeah, that's fun. Thank you, Wi-Fi. And now I'm just cozy and comfortable because I was sitting up and it was making my back hurt. I'm not as comfortable as Corey and Moon are. Who are Moon? I think just melted into a seat cushion, and Corey's over there snuggled in a blanket. They may come over and say hello. Like looking at myself and thinking, like, nope, I need to pull my hair down, or I look like I have like three chins from that angle. Yes, that looks much better. Yes, Corey he's all snuggled up and he's holding his tail down so it doesn't get in trouble. We had a little kerfuffle earlier when I was holding Corey and he was smacking Moon in the face with with his tail, and she started biting his tail, and he was like not pleased. My goodness, you guys are sleeping. Moon, yeah, Moon is. She showed up on a full moon a few years back on my porch. Was like, "Hello, you're my human now." She's Moony Moons, Loony Moony. All cats have many names. Corey is Coriander the Incorrigible, or Cory Morning Glory. Luna Violet. Well, what's funny is my next door neighbor. I'm in the city, so like I think she's city kitty spawn. So my next door neighbor has a cat that looks just like Moon, and it's so funny because they're both they're both like sentinel cats. Like she lets me know when like if there's somebody at the door, like if my food delivery's here or the mailman's here or the mail carrier's here, stuff like that. Just like every once in a while, I'll poke my head out to my mail. I'm like, my cat's saying hi to you. She's just sitting at the door going. Have a good night, Doug. This has been a pretty chill live stream. Well, mostly because I had to restart it. But because yay Wi-Fi. But I figured it would probably be a little low key with Easter being tomorrow and it also being Passover-y time. I think so. I don't anticipate going too late. Just because I have to drive up to go see my family tomorrow and um have the wherewithal to remember to bring the food I made with me. Because it would be just like me to completely forget to do that. Oh, do I ever pull tarot on lives? I don't really do tarot that much. Um, Occasionally I'll do oracle decks. They're all the way over there. I made for Easter. I winged it. I didn't like really use like a recipe, but I made this like uh cranberry sweet potato casserole with like do like the crunchy marshmallows on top tomorrow. I discovered in my old age I like sweet potatoes. Did not like them growing up. Ugh. Uh, Sorry, I was just looking at the window. I'm like, why is there so much noise? Oh, it's loud season in the hood. Apparently, a neighbor across the street is having a party. I'm like, why are there just all these cars double parked on the street? Like, people don't even bother looking for parking. There's just like they're just parked and like I'm pretty sure my car is at least my car isn't parked in, but all the other ones like from in front of my house are. So and they just have their door open and blasting music, which is going to annoy me when I go upstairs to go to sleep because it is way louder upstairs than it is downstairs. Oh yeah, there's barely. I'm in the city. I'm in the literal hood, so it's all street parking. So yeah, people didn't even bother. They just double park, like literally just double parked, next to other cars, which is always fun when someone in the car that's double parked wants to get out and just sits there and blows their horn until someone moves, or until their car gets slammed into someone who's not expecting a car to just be randomly stopped in the middle of the street without their lights on at night. Oh yeah, it's fucking obnoxious up here. It's like every year there's just like a weird like amount of turnover and it's like every year we get one new obnoxious house full of people. Aside from a 3-year stint in Northwest Georgia, yeah, I've always lived in Pennsylvania. I mean, it's a Saturday, so I suppose I can't complain too much if this person's having a party. It's just like I don't know. I can deal better with like the music coming from inside the house than like the people with their like who park their cars on the street or stop over. I think they're just the least shady drug dealers in the world. But it's like they'll park their car on the street with the subwoofer bass blaring, and then it's like they're there for like an hour. I'm like, hey, nobody wants like I don't know. It hits my sensory processing stuff, and I'm just like, I hope you get pew pewed in the face. Please stop. Like, yeah, sensory processing stuff is just so. Uh, I did live in the suburbs for a little while. I have to get some financial stuff taken care of. It's just I am looking to move it out of the city. It's just like with the way the housing market is right now, I have to be able to afford a $300,000 house by myself. There's just nothing else out there that doesn't also need like another. Yeah, sure, I can find a house for $200,000. It's just going to need $150,000 worth of work. Yeah, Bonnie, it's the wonderful joy of trying not to get shadow banned or demonetized and having to use stupid words. Um, that's the other thing. Like, I mean, right now, renting is just, if not more expensive. Like around here, like in Philly, like studio apartments are like $2,000 a month. I'm like, okay, so I would just literally have to throw away everything I own to rent a crappy apartment. Sorry, I can never quite tell if people are just being loud conversationally or like, is there about to be a brawl in front of my house again? I already had one like earlier in the week, so, or maybe it was last week, because it's officially loud season. It's not spring or summer; it's just loud. And then we end up in the wonderful holiday seasons in which people blow up fireworks in the street, which is so obnoxious because there's nothing to absorb the sound. So it's just like extra loud. Yeah, the code word stuff. Like, I feel so bad watching historians on, especially on TikTok, talking about the Yahtzees and the no Germans and pew pews, and how during the Great Conflict there was some unaliving and stuff. I'm like, God damn. Our language, the English language. We thought lolcatisms were going to fuck up the English language. Nope, it's going to be the words we have to use to avoid getting content warnings from stupid bots. Yeah, Philly is just really like, I loved Philadelphia, and it's honestly, since the pandemic, it's just gone to absolute shit. Like, it's, I don't know. Well, I mean, I know what it is. Like, regardless of of how you feel about the pandemic and stuff, it was a mass, global scale, traumatizing event, even if you were just stuck in your home for a few months. So I think there's a lot of collective PTSD because people have just been mean, nasty, and like, literally there was the police had, after a high speed chase that I think ended in New Jersey, shot and killed a guy because down in Center City, apparently he hit a speed bump, and two people who were on the sidewalk laughed about this, so he got out of the car and shot both of them. Um, I'm like, really? That's, someone laughed because you hit a thing and now you're dead. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's just like you have to use all these code words for things, and just it's so well. It's a lot of it's because bots don't have any ability to um, understand nuance or irony or sarcasm, so they take everything as absolutely literal. Yeah, we have a weird shit. I had to turn the. I don't get notifications on the Citizens app. I'll look if I'm hearing sirens close by. I'll be like, all right, what's going on? Um, but yeah, there was one. You know, man assaulting pregnant woman with a hammer. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot in the way of stabbings around. I just don't pay attention to it. It's just like I don't know. It's really frustrating because it's just like everyone is. I don't know. It's hard not to look at it as like, yeah, we're just going to hell in a handbasket, and it's just crazy. It's just like all the stuff like that's going on at any given time, and we're not talking about the mass pew pews that make the news all over the place. There was just I think a fatal shooting on one of the platforms on one of the subway lines today in the middle of the afternoon in Center City. Oh yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and it really depends on where you're at in Philadelphia. Like, I mean, there's entire like YouTube channels that are just like videos of Kensington in Philadelphia, which is the weirdest subsection of Philadelphia because it's half gentrified, hipster douchebag land, and then literally people shooting up heroin in the streets in the other half, and like just trashed it. Like it looks like a zombie apocalypse because you just have the people so drugged out of their minds that they look like zombies walking the streets. Yeah, I've been hearing about that one. I think that is a Trank. I think that's hit in Philadelphia too. Um, Corey snoring from across the room. It's quite cute. Well, maybe my neighbors aren't having a party. It suddenly got quiet. Um, because I think the cars that were parked on the street drove away. Oh, hey, I'm laying here almost just right to get the glowing pupils from the reflection on my glasses. Yeah, I don't know where ours come from here. Like I know, like with because I mean, like in California and Texas, you guys are closer to Mexico than we are over here, so they'd have to do a lot of driving. But I'm sure it makes its way from somewhere. I mean, a lot of it is. Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on the particular type of drug. The space glasses, yeah. You do you get it from Canada? I have no idea. I think a lot of it comes in through Florida. Like I think some of the East Coast drug trade, a lot of it comes through like Miami, through like the Caribbean and stuff like that. and then works its way up the coast would be my guess. Um, I'm not sure. I'd have to watch some true crime, just some true crime documentaries to see what the down low is. Yeah, Vice is good. I always liked Vice News. It's one of the few. I just don't watch a lot of news because it's so toxic and triggering, and I'm like, just give me the headlines to know what's going on in the world. I just don't need to know anything beyond that. Yeah, Vice documentaries are usually really good. Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's just all it's like the news, whether you're watching mainstream media or alternative media, it's all just like meant to be further decisive, not decisive, divisive. Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. Like honestly, there's much better stuff on YouTube half the time than there are on, you know, regular TV. And this is just excuse me, non-network, non-funded kind of stuff. The way a regular TV show or whatever would be. Slide down here. Yeah, I haven't had cable in years. Like I mean, I have like Netflix and Hulu, but I don't really watch. I mean, the vast majority, like I have a TV in my bedroom, but it's mostly just like I put binaural beats on on YouTube so I can fall asleep. Occasionally, I watch TV upstairs, but I usually just watch the same things I've always watched. Lots of documentaries usually. My favorite, I love a lot of those channels. Like I will literally watch like top 10 lists of anything. So I always find it like endlessly amusing. I watch those top five, you know, evil demonic grimoires, too scared, too evil to read or whatever. I'm like, yes, I want to read them all. Top 10 demons you should never summon. I'm going to summon them all. Those are my favorite ones to watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I just like stuff on for background noise, but more often than not, I'm watching YouTube if I'm than anything else. Like unless I'm like, I'm gonna go. I want to watch Supernatural, which is on Netflix, and watch that. Um, it's yeah, I don't really. I think I would just. I guess I'm just used to having a television that, and also it's easier to watch something on a TV than on a phone for me. But did I have a message? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've talked about anything remotely occult related on this live stream, but anyways, I mean, maybe a little bit here and there. I'm at least comfortable. Oh, I think I was looking at my phone to see what time it was. Okay, it's a little after 11. Yeah, I find it's easier for me to focus if I have something on in the background, whether it's TV or music. When is your next summoning? I don't know. I don't always plan things because if I plan it, I'm probably going to forget to do it or be like, I don't want to do it right now. Um, I mean, I do a lot. I mean, on a regular basis, I do a lot within like meditation or astral travel, stuff like that. So sometimes my summonings happen like that in the astral realm. So rather than doing a big fancy ritual and whatnot. Yeah, you should. They should. I forgot what day I sent them out, but you should probably get them early next week, I would say. Yeah, I forget which ones you got. Usually the non-toxic ones are pretty mellow. I find they're good for like meditation, definitely dream work, astral travel, stuff like that. And now I'm gonna sit up again. Ugh. Oh yeah, the astral travel one. Yeah, I mean that's a good starter one. All right. All right, hold on one sec. I moved and now I'm all right. I look like I'm okay on the other screen. There we go. Yeah, the incense should be nice. It's always, with making incense, especially things with correspondences for different spirits, it's always kind of like finding something that is a correspondence that also smells good while burning, because some things don't. No, I think I was incorrect about the party ending. Um, I hope it's not too loud. It's like the way my bedroom is constructed, like it's sort of like there's an overhang. So like the first floor, like my bedroom, it's got sort of like there's the main windows here, and then there's windows on the side, which face the street, but there's no insulation around the windows. So it's like there's times when I'm downstairs and I don't hear anything at all. I go upstairs and I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's so much louder up there than it is. Like, I hear so much more of the noise upstairs than I do down here because it's more insulated. Like, all the windows here are like surrounded by, the structure of the house, whereas upstairs they're just not, which is stupid. Yeah, I like these little light things that have some mode for it. Yeah, I can change kind of like I don't know how well you can see it, but I can change like the color streams on them. Yeah, I like this one. It's sort of my little mermaidy Atlantean kind of watery. I like that one, and then like the red one or the red and blue one. Hello, Miss Moon Squish. Can I come here? Hi, Moon Moon. You come say hi. Do you want to come say hi, Moony? We have a moon. Say hi, Moon. What's up, little miss? You're so cute. We have acquired a moon. Corey is way too asleep and a little further away. See, look, Moon, there's you. There's you. Do you have moon things to do? I mean, it was just a full moon, and I know you like full moons. Do you have moon things to do? I do. Up, Corey. Do you need to go inspect what Moon's up to? Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's a cutie. Corey, did you want to come over and say hello before I log off? No. Corey is very sleepy, apparently. Ugh. Yeah, I can't wait to get out of the city. It's just like such a. Oh no, Corey's not shy. He's just like, I'm comfy on a soft blankie and I'm all curled up. My cats are just basically dogs in cat bodies. That's the best way to describe them. He's just like, I'm sleeping now. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I want to move back up, like sort of to be closer to where my family lives. It's just I have to get some stuff with my finances straightened out first, and the flooring installed in the basement. It's when you work out of your house the way I do, it becomes selling the house and moving is just a there's a lot more moving parts involved because I basically am going to have to hire two entirely different movers to move my house. Like I'm going to have to hire a mover that can move all of my like work equipment and business stuff and then one that will be able to move my personal stuff. Because like standard moving companies won't move like liquids and things like that. Um sorry. I'm not being nosy. I'm just trying to determine the loudness from which is emanating from across the street. Yeah, it's like I have a decent amount of equity in my house, and I think that I mean, not for nothing, I get people calling for, or texting and every day like that they real estate developers wanting to buy. I'm like, yeah, you're just looking to like lowball people on I'm like, yeah, I have a mortgage on this house. I'm not selling it for $100,000 less than what I paid for it. It's like you're not going to buy my house for $80,000 and flip it for 280. You're going to buy my house for 200 something $1,000 and maybe flip it, but you're not going to get that much profit, and those people aren't going to want to buy it for that reason. So, well, yeah, it's especially in marginalized communities, because I live in like a historically black neighborhood. They come into people who have like lived here their entire life, who bought their houses for $50,000 however many years ago, and then they go gut them, rehab them, and sell them for like 300,000. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I can upsell. It's just a matter of I've got to get some stuff taken care of on my credit report first because I realized one of the issues on my credit report was there was a so I had done some credit card consolidation like 3 years ago, and there was a credit card that's been paid off since 2020 that for whatever reason they're showing a $6,000 balance that is now 3 years delinquent. So I have to get like paperwork from one thing to submit to the other thing, and I'm right now in that. It can take up to 30 days for the paperwork, to be processed and arrive from first company to send to X company to get my um, credit report taken care of. So that's like the first thing I have to do because I can't get approved for shit. I'm lucky if I could get like a credit card increase at this point. Um, but it's that, and then getting the basement taken care of, and then finding something I can possibly afford. Um, because like I was thinking like, oh well, if I move up to my parents' area, like surely the property outside the city is going to be much more affordable. I'm like, nah. For what I could probably afford, I would just be moving into the exact same neighborhood in Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, Reading. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I'm sure something will work out. I just have to bide my time here for a little bit longer to find the right thing. But it'll happen. I mean, worst case scenario, I can just, rent, move, and then sell this house. I just don't want to end up in a position where I am floating two mortgages. Yeah, it's hard with a lot of the financial stuff because it's like my personal finances impact the business finances. So it's like the stuff that's on my credit report, even though those are personal things, they also prevent me from getting like business loans or business credit cards. Yeah, I mean, I may end up doing that. It's just I have to get the kind of stuff taken care of first before I can do that. So, but it's in the cards. It's happening just slowly. Um, the city is just getting worse and worse and worse. Oh yeah, yeah. California is ridiculous. That's like New York here. It's like I'm surprised they don't charge you to breathe their air in New York. I work with an accounting company for that because there's so many like variables, especially with having inventory. Yeah, I have to deal with my taxes. Well, paying them anyways. They're done, but yeah, there's too many moving parts for me to be able to manage doing taxes on my own. So, you know, like if I just owned a consulting firm, it would be different. But because I have, there's the parts of my house that I use for business, and then, then I have to kind of figure out, all the stuff that's related to the utilities based on the percentage of the house that's used for taxes or for the business, and then, car expenses that are used for the business, and stuff. So there's just so many, like just pulling together all the information for them to do my taxes is taxing. And then figuring out everything with, I mean, the one thing will be nice once I get out of Philadelphia is I will not have to pay the Philadelphia city tax. Sorry. I'm sitting in front of the window and I'm, after, what was it, about 2 months ago, I was sitting here about this time of night and I was kind of like, heard the unmistakable sounds of blap, 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 blap. And there was a running shootout down the street. So I'm a little wary when I hear like yelling outside to make sure to not be sitting directly in front of the windows. But I think they're just being drunk loud on the neighbor's porch. Yeah, I mean, my bill to my accountants is always like $1,100. So, but I also have them figure out because I screwed myself. It was the quarterly taxes that screwed me in 2021. No, I didn't hear gunfire. Well, I mean, when that happened a couple months, I was over here, but then I kind because I think the shooting was down at the other end of the street, and I kind of came around and like looked out the window from an angle, and that's what I saw, the one person running and the other person running, and more blap blap blaps. But then, one person didn't leave about a block from here, so um yeah, I live in a great neighborhood, let me tell you. It's weird because when I first moved here, it wasn't that bad. It's just gotten progressively worse since the pandemic. Actually, no, it's gotten progressively worse since all the riots and looting in like May, June of 2020. But that was around the same time, so that whole spans. Yeah, it's with the way the houses are set. They're further back off the street, so it's sort of like, I'm in my living room. There's the porch, and then there's sort of like, you know which is raised up, and then there's like another 10 feet, and then there's the sidewalk, and then the street. So yeah, people have been like, well, I mean, I think we see that a lot in the occult community too. Is people done gone batshit crazy? It's more brick than a brownstone, but similar kind of, city row homey kind of things. But they all vary so greatly. Like when I lived in South Philly, it was kind of like, here's the front of the house, here's the sidewalk, and there's the street, which um but I'm much further back from the street than I was there. But yeah, so it's kind of like my bedroom would be directly above me, but then there's the porch overhang. So that's where the windows of my bedroom are. So there's nothing that absorbs the sounds up there. So it's just really fucking loud all the time. It's much quieter during the winter, but there really aren't, outside of like New Year's Eve. Like it's not blowing up fireworks till 3 a.m. every day kind of shit weather. No, we barely got any snow this season. Um, we used to get snow. We just don't seem to anymore. I'm trying to remember the last time we had snow. I know we didn't have any this season because I never brought up the snow shovel from the basement from last year. So apparently, we have not had snow this year or this winter. I mean, now. It's pretty late in the season now that we wouldn't have snow here. Like occasionally in the past, there would like be a blizzard in March, but like once you're into April, I mean, there was like one time I can remember in like the past 20 years that we had like a freak ice storm in like the first week of April. Oh yeah, we used to have a ton of snow. Like we would at least every winter have like, our 1 to 2 foot, you know, snowstorms or blizzards every year. Like the past few winters, I haven't even like worn a winter coat. Like I have a wrap that I wear sometimes, but like it's mostly been like hoodie weather when I do leave the house. Like it hasn't even been like that bone chilling cold that it used to get in the winter. I mean, it's rainy sometimes, but it's like even then, it's just not that much. But we get the lovely shit we call here called wintry mix. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the weather is wildly unpredictable. Like every time I go out in like February, I'm like, are you sure it's supposed to be 65 degrees in Philadelphia in the middle of February? Because I remember it always being like going out and be like, it's so cold it hurts to breathe. Yeah, I mean, I think some of it is related to climate change and whatnot, pollution, aliens. Wintry mix is the bane of the existence. It's usually something that starts out with snow and then it moves to ice and then it moves to sleet and then it moves to rain. Might come back to snow or ice and it's just this crunchy, very heavy not snow but not entirely ice, slushy mess. But it's very hard to shovel because you get layers of it that are like ice and then layers of it that aren't. It's the worst. I think I'm probably going to wrap up soon because I'm also realizing the fact that I did not take a bath today. And I would like to do that at some point in time. But why does it seem like I have two live streams going right now? I'm looking at I'm looking at my YouTube on my hold on one sec. Yeah, it looks like I have two live streams going at the same time. That's fun. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but yay, technology! Sure. Anyways, I will figure that out in editing tomorrow. Yeah, you guys have been getting more snow and ice and stuff in Texas than in years past. But I am going to probably wrap this up in. Yeah, that's really weird. Somehow I ended up with two entirely different live streams going at the same time. So that's fun. Because yay, technology. All right, anyways, I'm going to log off and try to figure out the live stream crap for. Okay, so that's this one. Try to figure out Restreamer. I might end up I might move to a different streaming platform because this one is not behaving very well. It's not overly intuitive, so I might look at another one. But anyways, yeah, it's like when I look at my YouTube account, it says I have two live streams going. I think they're the same live stream because it would be coming from I don't know. It must be something I said. I because when when I had to reset the router from the first live stream, it wouldn't let me, it didn't look like it was reconnecting to that one, and that I had to create a new live stream. So it may have reconnected to that one, or somehow I created 2 new live streams. I don't know. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I will be back next week. I'm gonna try to prepare some, at least a topic to talk about, so we don't end up talking about my crappy neighborhood and weather. But yeah, so I'll be doing that. Maybe yeah, I don't know if I'll do it next week or whatever. I might do like Oracle card stuff. So yeah, love y'all. I will talk to y'all later and see if I can get all my streams to end.